Let's dive into a hot topic that's causing quite a stir in the rugby world. Why aren't the Springboks lauded as much as the great All Blacks teams? Former Ireland hooker and respected pundit Bernard Jackman has an interesting take on this. Despite winning back-to-back Rugby World Cups and a British and Irish Lions series in between, the Springboks don't seem to get the same level of praise as the 2010 New Zealand side that also clinched successive World Cups. So, what gives? Many argue it's because South Africa hasn't been as consistent during the World Cup cycles, but Jackman believes it goes deeper than that. It's about their style of play and how they approach the game. He points out that many of the Springboks' wins have been by narrow margins, especially during the Rugby World Cup, where they won each of their knockout matches by just a single point, including the final. Since Rassie Erasmus and Jacques Nienaber took the reins in 2018, the Boks have leaned into their traditional strengths, focusing heavily on set pieces and a rock-solid defense. Their game is often described as suffocating their opponents, even earning the terms low poison as they systematically break down the opposition. Jackman shared his thoughts on the RTE Rugby podcast, saying, "The reason this Boks team maybe aren't lauded worldwide, they got respect everywhere after that second World Cup win, but they're never as pleasing on the eye or as impressive as the great All Blacks team. The All Blacks would put 35 or 40 on you if you were off your game. Whereas the Springbok team are more comfortable in the trenches and in battle. They have a way of playing which suffocates and strangles you, and it's incredibly effective. It's real cup rugby, but that's part of the reason that they haven't been lauded around the world as much as Rassie or Springbok fans would want." Looking ahead, Jackman warned that Ireland should be cautious not to fall into the trap of playing the Springboks game in the upcoming two-test series. He emphasised that Ireland should be prepared for the Springboks' suffocating tactics, especially considering the home ground advantage South Africa will have. For Ireland, you can't run away from that dogfight that's coming, and they have to find one or two set-piece opportunities where they can hurt South Africa, Jackman advised. But in general, it's going to be about getting the basics right, and they will need an 80-minute performance because that last 20 will be very difficult at altitude and it being at the end of the season. Added to that is the partisan crowd, and let's be honest, in Paris during the World Cup, it was effectively a home game for Ireland, and there is no doubt this is a home game for South Africa in a partisan place that Ireland will ever play. So, Green and Gold Army, what do you think? Are the Springboks underappreciated because of their playing style, or is it something else? Let's get the conversation going.